Hey guys, Nina Christian here, and I wanted to jump on and share a few thoughts with you about what the difference is between publishing content and actually providing thought leadership in the marketplace, because I think the two get mixed up sometimes. People have heard content is king and just publish, but there's some statistics and research that have come out which the data is showing is making all the difference around what actually makes good content and gets engagement versus what detrimental impact poor content can have on a brand. And so I wanted to jump on and share a few thoughts around that, because if you know that, you can absolutely leverage that to make it work for you and your brand and do things the right way rather than making mistakes and having to pay later. Because ultimately content marketing, it's like growing a garden. You've got to get your soil ready, you've got to plant your seeds, you've got to nurture it, you've got to grow. But once you plant it and once it's working for you, you've got it out there in the marketplace and you've got it working for you, developing your digital footprint that's going to, like compound interest, continue to serve you in the future. So getting good content out into the marketplace is not so easy, as a lot of people know, including marketers. And I work with a lot of marketers in all sorts of circles: professional marketers, digital marketers, entrepreneurs in the online space. And look, the challenge is very much the same across all of them. Knowing what to do is one thing, and actually getting it done is a completely different kettle of fish. You can't just put anything out there, because what's out there, if it's not working for you positively, can potentially have a very negative and detrimental impact on your brand. And so you don't want to do that either. But there are some recent statistics that have come out from a number of world-leading credible sources like Forbes magazine and Edelman PR, which show that if you're serious about growing a business online or brand online, you can't neglect this as a very strategic part of what you're doing. And Forbes goes as far as to say that thought leadership, which is basically putting out very high, very intentional content that is going to cause people to have a shift in their behavior or action, or it's going to motivate them, it's going to inspire them. Basically, it's going to leave them with something that makes them different to before. So it has in some sort of inherent transformative value. And Forbes have said that this is actually an emerging marketing discipline. It used to be the domain of content marketers just putting out content, but now thought leadership in itself, which is the art and science of crafting messages that actually stand out online. So we're not talking about direct response copy, we're not talking about advertising, we're talking about people being positioned as go-to experts in their field because of the quality and caliber of the messaging that they're putting out, and over and above that, what the impact of that content is having on the consumers of that content. So look, the statistics are amazing. This is what fascinated me the most about it: the mismatch between how important people think it is and actually how important it is in reality. So Edelman, who's one of the world's largest PR firms, did a survey of over 1,000 businesses, about 1,200 businesses, and looked at the business decision maker who actually spent money on products or services and what were the motivators and determining factors. Nearly 2/3, well over half, somewhere between half and 2/3, say that they will choose a company to transact with because of the thought leadership that they're seeing online. The thing that I found most interesting is when they surveyed sellers believe only 26% of sellers believed that the thought leadership that they were putting out had a direct impact on their ability to sell. So there's a huge mismatch between what people think is important in terms of making a sale and what is actually important. And this is where the opportunity is for anyone who's growing a business or trying to get their name out there at the moment. Once this becomes more widely known, what I've been telling you about Forbes magazine talking about thought leadership being an emerging marketing discipline, companies are going to reallocate a lot of their marketing resources into thought leadership away from other traditional channels which aren't working. There's a lot of competition now on paid social media. There is a lot of content that's being produced that people are not getting value from because they're just not getting engagement. They've just been published frequently, published often, and as a result, there's a lot of rubbish going out into the marketplace that it's, you know, at best is neutral, but worst case is actually damaging brands. So as organizations get a hold of this, they are going to start to shift a lot of what they're doing, and there'll be a lot more competition online. But at the moment, the good news is that there is a real opportunity to stand out if you can put together thought leadership content that is going to offer some transformative value to the reader. Now, if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about what constitutes great thought leadership and how you can do it, because it's not that difficult. I mean, it's simple, but it's not exactly easy, and you definitely need to align that to your strategy and put some thought into it. But the good news is it doesn't cost you a lot. You know, it's not like putting billboards out there or paid ads. You can actually get traction with your messaging very quickly when it actually is having some impact. It does also require consistency, and it does require work. But like anything, you're not going to get the instant results overnight from one hit. It's something that you need to do consistently over a period of time if you want to get results. You know, but at the same time, if you don't do it, 6-12 months down the line, you're still going to be in the same position. You won't have a digital footprint. You won't be respected as a trusted authority in your space. You won't be respected as an industry leader, and people around you will be as they start to cotton onto this message. So now is a really opportune time to start considering your own content publishing strategy and how you can position yourself as a thought leader to offer value and really help your audience, whoever that might be, improve their lives or improve their business. So if you want some more information, I actually have prepared a really handy guide. I spent a lot of time on it, many weeks actually, distilling a lot of information into a way that I think is really going to help you nail what good content is, what transformational content is, what constitutes thought leadership, and how you can go about doing it, and the steps that you would go through to become, you know, I use thought leader, but you don't call yourself a thought leader. That's what other people would call you. But you can replace that with any term you like. Go to expert, trusted authority, respected figure, someone who is regarded as knowledgeable, who has the answer to people's problems in a particular space. So this is the key. And if you can nail that, it will make all the difference between getting your message cut through with your ideal audience and your content and messaging falling flat. And over and above that, it will actually attract your audience to you, where you're not actually having to go and chase them and pay for eyeballs. You actually, not only do they come to you, but they come to you with the paradigm of, well, you're an expert, you're trusted, you know what you're on about, and therefore I am far more likely to engage with you and transact with you and do business with you. So it represents a field of opportunity, and it's largely untapped at the moment, and there is an opportunity for people who are willing to go that extra effort to stand out and place themselves in great stead for what the next wave of information of our digital age is going to be. And so if you're interested in getting more information about how you can get your message out to your community consistently, then you can download the book that I've written. It's just go to thoughtleadership.io and you can grab a copy of it. It's pretty meaty, no waffle, no fluff, just all goodness that you'll be able to apply to your own business. If you've been in business for a few years and stuck, or if you're running a non-profit or whatever, even if you're wanting to build a personal brand as well, there's a lot of tips in there for how you can get started with that. So go to thoughtleadership.io. If it helps you, let me know. Really encourage you to jump on board and start thinking about how you can differentiate using this essentially free tool of actually winning your audience through thought leadership. So grab my guide, have a look. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll catch you later. Bye.